Hello guys, this is Andrei, a certified translator and a real estate concierge. We have slightly changed the atmosphere of the shoot. So today we are having a little infotainment update. Just to be a bit different from the usual pessimistic things, I'll make it colorful pessimistic things. Some of you may be old enough to know what this means, but since we're not completely in the Cold War yet, I'll just put this one like this. Can't survive without a bourgeois bubble drink. And we'll talk about the increasing food prices here in Belarus. Food and drink, obviously I could browse the online price lists and tell you what's the difference here and here, but this is the stuff I consume myself, so I will be able to tell about the quality and about the price increase. Well, the first thing to note is essentially the receipts that the courier brings with the stuff. You can see that the paper is different. That's, if you recall some of my recent previous releases, the deficit of printing paper is forcing all sorts of establishments switching to not entirely quite toilet paper yet, but it's nearly there. That has some practical sense in light of the way which we are probably heading. Some people, by the way, speculate that, or reason that we may survive because of our food production, which is not quite true about Belarus, because even in the Soviet times this place was named the zone of risky farming, which means climate and the type of soils, the quality of soils isn't quite conducive to producing loads of agricultural merchandise like they do in Ukraine, for instance. So we have just unsanctioned some of the Polish apples, by the way, and in light of this, I'm not sure which way we're going food-wise, but the prices are going up by and by. Let's see what's happening. To digest the content here, figuratively, I'll be naming an item on the list, recent price list, which comes on the 8th of May. And we'll be referring to the previous price. I'll put it on the screen most likely in Belarusian rubles. You'll do the mathematics yourself. Some of you guys are very keen to fiddle with figures, which is quite okay with me. So let's get started. The top item here, Borjomi mineral water, one of these Georgian things, 0.75. 6-pack came at 19.99. They obviously have grown a little bit more expensive, although they price differently. For the glass 0.5, for the plastic 0.5, and 1 liter may be a more reasonable purchase. The recent rumor is Borjomi, it's actually an official announcement, Borjomi is shutting down shop and stops basically exporting waters, so quite soon we may have different kind of bubbles. Speaking of the bubbles, you may laugh at this, but we produce Coca-Cola. We have a whole factory where they actually take the goddamn school kids for a tour. And recently it cost $1.65 per bottle, per 0.5. I got 2 of these just to feel the goodbye touch of the bourgeois bubbles. Moving further down the list, we have milk. It's called Tasty. It's 0.9. The manufacturers have got a habit of bottling it 0.75, 0.9 instead of conventional 1 liter. 3.3 fat, can store for 3 weeks. I don't believe in milk that can store longer than that. And that's 2.1, 2 rubles 1 kopek for this body. The next one is the German Ritter chocolate. I'm not sure about the sanctions, but I decided to grab myself a couple of these, you know, for the same reason as the Coca-Cola bubbles. Well, the most traditional out of all cleaning aids, the Carbonated Soda, if I got the term right, is the cheapest thing you can get, and apparently is quite green in this way. 500 grams, made in Russia, can't be helped, it soon all will be made in Russia. 1.89. I also like the vinegar, but they apparently kicked out the Lithuanian vinegar out of the shelves. Then we move on and get the oatmeal, 500 grams, made in Belarus, 85 kopeks, one of these buddies. Very healthy stuff, by the way. and comes in flakes that are said to be particularly beneficial for all sorts of people. A bit more expensive than the 58 kopecks it used to be not so long ago. On we go, and we have a dairy drink, the source of proteins, very cool stuff. The brand is Exponenta, and it's it's 0.25, 250 grams. It's 2.45 a can glass. Used to remember times when they were 2.11, but that was last year. I'll put the old price on the screen. So over here we also have the friend of the Soviet kids, the condensed milk. It comes from very long ago. 380 grams, 8.5 fat. Let's put it here. We have the new protein drink. Again, super cool stuff, mixed with that oatmeal porridge. It's grand. It's just grand. 0.5, it's 2.65 for one pack. And obviously we can't do without eggs. There's a dozen eggs. I guess the term is dozen, although technically it's 10 of them here. Don't know why. Maybe some of the British linguists could explain to me why is that so. How much is that? It's 2.89 for the pack. Butter. Well, before butter comes cottage cheese. It's flavored and it comes with jam, blueberry jam. I hope it has something to do with blueberry, 5%. Fat, it's 1.13, 10 kopecks up if I recall the old price right. And butter. 82.5% fat. I believe what's lower in fat is made of palm oil. I may be wrong. 3.79 per pack, and the pack has 180 grams in here. A pretty good one. And probably the last thing to talk about would be lemon. For 1 kilo they charge 0.54, and the price is $4.99. I mean, it's not exactly 1 kilo. They charged $4.99 for 540 grams. These charming 3 lemons from Turkey, I should imagine, are this cheap or this expensive. It appears they're not yet supporting sanctions, so we have a loophole to get the goddamn lemons. And last but not least, my favorite, these tinned beef snacks, hopefully with some agreeable concentration of meat in them. They come in 100-gram cans, and each of them is $1.79. It seems that even the local products, the most provincial products, are basically increasing in price, and I feel some pity for the next door villagers here. We're about 1 hour away from Minsk, where monthly salary is about $300 in a good season. I mean, $300 would be 750 rubles. They're balancing around 500 rubles here. And what's on the table is 112 rubles. So essentially, 3 goes like this ruin your salary, and you have to pay for the electricity, for the internet, and if you have a family, I don't know how they survive. That's about it, guys, about the increasing costs. Tomorrow the fuel is going to go up by 2 kopecks, and this is bound to trigger inflation, as it always does. And the question is how soon it's going to happen and how bad it's going to happen. It seems that some of the experts I saw on YouTube, everybody's an expert these days, predict issues in June and July, while the Ukrainian campaign of Russia is, I almost said cracking on, cocking up, whichever way you believe it is going into. I'm not an expert in military ways, so I can only observe from the side. It's not helping the economy for sure, and daily foreign expats here are experiencing issues with foreign card working here and not working there. Commission being this much here and that much there. Transfer options from abroad are also quite limited, but that's the excitement of life. Thank you very much for watching the channel, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. The donation links are down below, my contacts as well. We continue shopping for real estate. There'll be some village houses soon, and quite possibly some more one-bedroom apartments in Minsk. And I'll probably tell you about my US customer who just bought a 2-room flat in central Minsk. It was quite interesting. We are going to supervise the checkout soon. As a concierge, I am offering this extra bonus service, and I'll share the knowledge with you as soon as I can. Thank you very much. Travel reasonably, shop responsibly, and cheers from Belarus. See you later.